I spent in this wonderful place a week during June 2023. It was both Midsummer Week and my birthday week, and I wanted to spend this lovely time of the year in some special place. And for some reason, my attention was attracted by a Hideaway Cabin. I didn't know why, but I just liked the place, the combination of brown and grey colors on the cabin. And I thought, you know what? It will be my birthday, so let's give it a try. Let's not explore and let's just enjoy small joys of life. And that was the reason why I decided for Hideaway Cabin. Rachel and Barry are wonderful hosts. They provide you with absolutely everything in the cabin, including magical folder full of leaflets and brochures with the information about the valley. I did my homework already during the first evening and I read absolutely everything. By the end of my reading, I just saw there was so much to explore in the EXE Valley that it made absolutely no sense to travel anywhere far. So the Hideaway Cabin and its surrounding area became my home for the whole week. As I said, I just didn't want to waste a minute of this beautiful time here. As you can see, already the first day I fell in love with my view from the cabin. It was simply splendid to see the kind of theatre that was performed by clouds every morning. And I couldn't help myself and I had to record it. The idea was that I would cut all the videos and I would speed it up and I could show how this performance was during 1 hour or 2 hours in the morning. So I did that, but while I was cutting the videos, I discovered one more wonderful thing, and that was the sound of EXE Valley. So I couldn't bring myself to cut everything away and speed up the sound of birds. I separated the soundtrack from the video and I used the original sound below the voice. What I also did is at the end of this video, you can see the full half an hour of early morning in EXE Valley. I'm not sure if someone else is going to appreciate it, but I certainly want to return to this beautiful atmosphere and the beautiful feelings of those mornings which I experienced in Hideaway Cabin. In a way, I'm really grateful to Rachel and Barry that they share this part of the world with others because it was exceptional. My plan was to explore extraordinary places of England, but at the same time I thought, well, the extraordinary quite frequently lies in the simplest possible things, and this is exactly the magic of Hideaway Cabin. You don't have to travel far to explore beautiful places. I traveled literally a few hundred meters and I was able to explore Camelot. That was such a surprising benefit of my stay in Hideaway Cabin. All these magical moments and surprises which the week was really full of. Not only the Camelot, but also new friends, new meetings, exceptional moments, exceptional experiences, exceptional cakes, exceptional EXE Valley farm shop with its delicious English sausages. I honestly have to admit that even though I am not a huge meat eater, in Hideaway Cabin, probably because of its wonderful fresh summer air, I ended up every morning with proper English breakfast with ingredients being bought in local farm shop, and I was so happy with this experience, just to immerse in a local area and live locally, live slow. That was the formula of my week in Hideaway Cabin, and I absolutely don't regret that I treated myself with this special week. One of the treats was Knitshayes. I remembered the place from a couple of years ago. I think it's about 10 or 12 years when I was there for the first time. It was autumn and it looked a bit different, but still, I thought that Knitshayes might be that beautiful place I remembered, and I was so happy to discover that yes, it was it. So I kept on returning, not because I was that nostalgic, but simply because Knitshayes is so huge and it takes a lot of time to explore all the corners of the park and the house and to see all the details, because each time when I returned, I discovered something new. That is such a wonder if you don't haste your explores, if you don't haste your visits, and you take time to find each time something new. So I fell in love with the sound of one of the clocks that are in the house. I ended up absolutely in love with one of the corners where you can find the garden chess. You can see that I already created one video with just this experience. It was so crazy, so special, but I thought, you know what? It's holiday, it's free time, so let's do weird things that you wouldn't do otherwise. And by this, I think I created my exceptional magical week in a Hideaway. it was the best choice to stay local. EXE Valley is simply full of attractions and it makes no sense to travel anywhere far. Every evening I had my beautiful TV on with this amazing view. As a bonus, you had all kind of charming villages and market towns around, and one of them where I spent a few mornings was Tiverton. It attracted my attention already the first day when I was driving to Knitshayes. I was attracted by this charming church, so the next day when I had an opportunity, I stopped and I went to explore it. I certainly wasn't disappointed because all these ornaments were simply incredible. You could read so much about the history of the town and yeah, all the symbols that used to speak to people. Unfortunately, I couldn't understand meaning of all of them, but still it was exceptional experience and it brought me to the past of the town. There was one more surprise waiting for me in Tiverton. When I was walking around the churchyard, I could see behind the wall there was another garden, and that belonged to Tiverton Castle. Unfortunately, Tiverton Castle is not open every day a week. I missed the opening days, but just looking into its garden was really charming. It reminded me of scenes from Romeo and Juliet. When I saw this scene, I just thought where the Romeo is going to come from and from which window is Juliet going to greet him. They didn't come, but still, I think this garden will stay in my heart and in my memory as a place where I would really imagine Romeo and Juliet and their evening scene. There was one place in the Rachel and Berries folder which I saved for the midsummer evening. I wanted to spend the longest day of the year at some special place, and I liked the idea that it was just a walking distance from the cabin. My choice was Cadbury Castle. I expected a lovely walk with superb views of the countryside, but what I certainly didn't expect was that I would find the legendary Camelot and become a pilgrim on the way. Despite the rainy day, the evening turned sunny, and to walk a few hundred meters to the summit was a pleasant way of enjoying this special time of the year. With Stonehenge and busy Glastonbury not far away, I felt fortunate with this quiet place of gentle beauty. It was easy to imagine how important this strategic place had to be for the dwellers of the past. You could still see where the gates to the fortress used to be, and once inside, it was easy to imagine a bustling community of traders and craftsmen and local nobility. At that point, I had still no idea that there were yet more stories for me to explore. What a surprise when I read that this place had been shrouded in the enigmatic cloak of Arthurian legend and that it was also part of the Mary and Michael's Pilgrim's Way. As I walked along the hill, I felt a sense of awe at the sheer magnitude of this ancient hill fort, with its roots stretching back over 2 millennia to a time when Iron Age chieftains ruled these lands. It was a place where history and legend intertwined, where the stories of all were etched into the very fabric of the landscape. And so, while walking in the steps of many pilgrims, I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets were hidden within these hallowed grounds. Every tale has its end, and so had my 1 week in Hideaway Cabin. It was a wonderful time, and therefore, even before I was supposed to leave on Saturday morning, I still placed my camera to record the last beautiful morning above EXE Valley. And this is what I'm going to share with you now. The real life half an hour footage from June morning in Hideaway Cabin. And if you ever come to EXE Valley, I hope I inspired you to visit some of these beautiful places. And if you come to Hideaway Cabin, well, give my greetings to Rachel and Barry. It was a wonderful week I had there, and I hope if you come, you will feel the same. So enjoy the view.